How can this be? Mark showed a similar graph, and yeah, the fact is that we're all kind of up here in the very top few percent, and so we can just make an incredible amount of difference to all these people down here because our income is just so dramatically higher. Mark kind of already went into this bit, so I'll breeze over it. So what did I choose to do about this? About a year ago, I went to a talk that was pretty similar to this one, and I got pretty inspired. I decided to get involved and pledge to donate some of my money away. I thought over my lifetime, I'm probably going to earn about £1.5 million. Now, I could spend all that on myself, or I could spend £1 million on myself and donate £500,000 away to charity. Now, what kind of difference would that make? I'd live pretty similar life. Maybe I'd probably even be happier, actually, if you look at some of the stuff that some of Mark's research. And yet, I'd also help thousands of people. So for me, that was somewhat scary, but like pretty obvious choice. And I felt, right, this is what I've got to do. So I'll be saving, hopefully, if it all works out, over 20,000 QALYs. And that's more than 100,000 years of people's lives. So what can you guys do? Giving What We Can has two aims. We want to give more and give better. And as you can see here, giving better actually has a much bigger impact than giving more. By giving more, by giving better, you'll probably improve the number of people and amount you can help by around a factor of 100. It's hard to increase your giving by a factor of 100, and so giving better is just kind of going to have more impact on people's lives. So if there's one thing you take away from this, think carefully about where your donations go, even if you're not going to give any more to charity. But if you do feel inspired to come and take the pledge and donate more to charity as a result, you can make an incredible amount of impact as well. So who are we? We're a community of people who feel really strongly about helping those least well off in the world, and we want to figure out how we can do the most to help them with our money. So each member pledges to donate at least 10% of their income away to wherever they think they can make it can do the most difference. We run a website which collects lots of information about different charities, and we aggregate this and we make recommendations. We currently have 3 top-rated charities and 2 more that we think are potentially really good and we want to do more investigation into. So come check them out, find out who they are, kind of find out more about where you can give and the kinds of impacts you can make. As Alan mentioned earlier, we launched just over 2 years ago. The reaction's been pretty incredible. We've had almost 200 members pledging 10% of their income. A lot of interest from major newspapers, interviews on lots and lots of TV channels. We've had, I think the figure is over 30 million people have heard our message in the print or electronic media. And we have chapters kind of expanding up all over. This is the first city one, which we're quite excited about. Our pledges come to over £45 million, over $70 million, and that comes out at about 3 million quality adjusted life years, which when you think that it's actually improving people's lives by about 10%, comes out kind of 30 million people years that you're going to be improving. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. I obviously think you guys should get involved. Become a member. We would expect that new members kind of over their lifetime end up donating around £200,000, and that's over 100,000 QALYs, or over 1,000 lives saved. So saving one life is a pretty impressive thing to do, right? If I was walking down along the River Thames and someone had fallen in and I pulled them out and rescued them, it would be a pretty big deal. It would probably be written up in the local papers, and it would be a story you could tell to everyone. Now, what about saving 1,000 lives? That's just incredible. Like Oskar Schindler, he saved around 1,000 lives during the war. He's like a war hero. Movies have been written about him. And yet each one of you have the opportunity to save 1,000 lives over your lifetime. It's a pretty incredible thing to do. So in summary, we're exceptionally wealthy here in the UK. We're all here kind of in the top 10-15% of earners. possibly less than that. And our money can do thousands of times more good in the developing world. Only if it's given wisely, though. So where you give is even more important than how much you give. And that's just something I want to keep stressing. If you go away from this remembering one thing, you can have 100 times more impact with your donations compared to an average charity. And the world is a very unfair place with a great deal of suffering. You can make a big impact on that. So if you walk away with one thing from this, it's that you have an opportunity here today to make a decision that will end up saving around 1,000 lives. It's up to you. So fill out the questionnaire on your table, have a think about this, talk to me, talk to one of the committee members, yeah, decide whether this is something that you want to take on in your life. I did. I got very excited by it, and hopefully you guys will too. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Does anyone have any questions they'd like to ask any of the speakers now? Or shall we go on to the more informal question asking bit? Any questions?